well, if you're not a crazy person who just flips out just because you didn't get a shot, or you just, well, not very patient, then don't get this game. Yep, you're gonna go crazy with this game. For everyone else, yep, go and get this game. And as you guessed, in this video we're going to be reviewing Kerbal Space Program, the first one, and whether it is worth it to get right now, even when the sequel is very soon to release. So yep, let's get it started. And as always, I'm going to be giving you the answer right away, and as you have might probably guess, the answer is yes. Kerbal Space Program is one of the most unique games that you can ever get, but it is also one of the most difficult games that you can play because of its very steep learning curve. And if you're interested in anything aerospace engineering or space related, and you want to know how actually, well, spaceships or rockets actually work, then this game is absolutely a must play. But now let's get more into the details. So what is a Kerbal Space Program? So Kerbal Space Program is literally what it's called. It's a space program simulator. Your goal is basically to, well, have a functioning space program. You're playing as a Kerbals on the planet Kerbin. This is not a one-to-one representation of humanity. You're not playing as humans, and you have a small solar system with analogs of real-world planets. You have an Earth analog, a moon, you have the Venus analog, Mercury analog, Mars, Jupiter and some of its moons, and even some kind of analog of Pluto. And your goal is basically to explore this solar system. And boy, this sounds much easier than it really is. The game has few modes, including career mode or even creative mode, and each and every mode plays a bit differently. If you're playing a creative mode, you can build any rockets with any part that you have, everything is unlocked. But if you're playing a career mode, you're starting with the worst parts and with very low funding. And your goal is basically to complete the missions that you are given in order to gain more funding, and also do a science to start unlocking more parts in this extensive parts tree. Then again, it sounds much easier than it is, because it's actually very difficult. Because the game is purely physics based. Yet, despite the Kerbin is much smaller than Earth and requires much less power to take off, it's actually very difficult to get into space very first time. You see, again, because the game is physics based, everything that you build here requires quite a lot of preparation. As an example, when you will build your first rocket, it will literally be a rocket and the command module that can only fly up and then come down. And you have to take it into account both power of the thrust, the weight of a ship, the weight of a fuel, and weight of your equipment, how you can get your equipment back, and things like that. And it's actually very complex, much more complex than it looks at first. Trust me, creating the first orbit will feel like insanely amazing achievement, because it actually is. And as you progress through the game, you unlock more and more powerful rockets, more efficient rockets. You also unlock more science equipment. You unlock the larger equipment, allowing you to basically, well, take your ships further and take more with you. And after playing this game, and after understanding how difficult it is even to land on a moon, which is one of the most easiest tasks in the game, you will understand how big of an achievement and how difficult it is to land anything in the real world, on the other planet, or even trying to think about an interstellar travel. It's insanely difficult, even though the game is doing actually quite a good job, like getting you through step by step, not putting you way too much tasks on you. Your first interplanetary travel will be probably one of the most difficult things that you've ever done in any video games. And yeah, if you will be able to do this, yep, well, you will feel amazing. Yeah, this game is insanely good. Plus, with an addition of mods, you can transform this game into something insanely, well, insane. And mods can actually make your life easier by adding a lot of automated systems, or you can actually add a new parts to be able to build a larger space stations or spaceships, or even space bases, or even planetary bases. And it can also add new planets and even entirely new star systems, or even new technology, like, for example, some kind of warp travel. And yep, with the mods, you can expand this game as much as you want, including starting with the real solar system and real Earth. And yeah, don't try to do this right away, because yeah, Earth is much larger than a Kerbin, with much higher gravitational pull, and you will be lucky even to get into space, let alone go into other planets with this mod. So yeah, don't start with that once. But yeah, it's fun, it's cool, but what about the price? What is the price to value ratio here? So game is available on Steam for the base price of $39.99 for tier 1 countries and $19.99 for tier 2 countries, and it can go as low as $9.99 for tier 1 countries and $4.99 for tier 2 countries. So is this worth it? Well, to be fair, it's worth everything. It's worth anything that they ask for it. But yeah, I would not buy this game for the full price. Again, not because it's not worth it, it's absolutely worth it, but because if you have not played this game and haven't seen how this game actually works, it might be a bit of a rush decision to pay full price for this game. For a discounted price, it is 100% worth it. Not. It's must play for everyone. Everyone must experience this game as long as you have some kind of patience. If you don't have, if you're a very impatient gamer, yeah, you're just gonna frustrate yourself, and so just don't get it. For everyone else, yep, this is 100% worth it on a discounted price. Overall, my verdict is this: Kerbal Space Program is one of the must-own games for anyone just because of how unique it is, and despite its age, how great it actually performs, and because of the mod support that will allow you to transform this game into, well, completely different game with which you don't even need to wait for its sequel. And yeah, can't wait to see, and yeah, I cannot wait for what sequel can actually, well, do with this game and how they can actually top this masterpiece. And I will make sure to keep you updated when the game will come out and when I will be able to play it. So yep, this will be it for today for the Kerbal Space Program. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.